Okay, today we're going to bring you multiple moves that will help your one-on-one game. All right, so if I'm in an ISO situation, right, the biggest thing with one-on-one moves, right, is being able to create angles, right, and then having multiple options off that one move. Right, the other thing is knowing where your teammates are, right, and who's on the court with you. All right, so great one-on-one players, right, know where space is, how to attack space, and then have multiple moves, right, out of that single move they have. Okay, these are great moves that you guys can use in your game, right? Maybe shot clock going down, or maybe you have a mismatch, right, against a certain player. Right? These are also great moves that you can use playing one-on-one, right, with your friends outside, right? Maybe you guys are playing one-on-one in the gym. Okay, so we want you guys to work on this a lot, right, when you're one-on-one and then implementing it into the game. Okay, right now we're going to go over a use of an extended step. Right, so what I want to do right now, if my defender is right in front of my frame, right, his feet are almost just like my feet. Right, I want to create angles right now by getting my foot outside his foot. Right, so if I was here, right, and I was to load on this left right now, so I load left, I step hard right, now he has to shift and get in front of my frame. Right, on that crossover, I want to cross, and then my right foot is going to come across downhill, right, to the rim. So again, right, maybe I'm slow with it, right, he's kind of relaxed, and then I want to kind of get my foot, my left foot inside his right foot, and then I want to take a hard step. Now he has to shift. Now all I have to do is step, and I can drive downhill in a straight line. Right, so that's a great move to create an angle on my defender to be able to get downhill. All right, let's take a look at it. Okay, now this is a combo to our extended step, right, on that cross. So again, right, when I load from my left across my frame and I get outside him, right, on this cross, if he's quick enough to slide this foot back quick, I want to quickly load across my hips, back to my left as I cross, and then go through the legs to where I can now attack downhill. All right, so this is a great counter move to this, right? You have to have a great handle. I want to step outside, right? As I cross, I see that foot step, and now I have that ability to immediately cross over back. One of the keys on this is not letting that ball come and float outside. As soon as I see his frame move, right, I want to have that quick handle coming back through my legs to where I can get downhill attacking that angle. Okay, now we're going to talk a couple moves out of the triple threat right now. Right, we're going to use a toe tap. Right, my toe taps, right, are going to read my defender. So if he's wide right now, he's in that stance. Right, if I tap, right, and I get that foot outside him, okay, I want to just read what he's going to do. So if I toe tap, right, and I see him slide, right, the next time that I will go to a toe tap, right, I would toe tap, and then I would jab quick and load to where now I can get downhill. Okay, if he stays right now, right, and doesn't step with that foot, so if I toe tap, right, I can toe tap and I can push off, and then I can get downhill. Okay, the last thing we're gonna do is toe tap, and then we jab. We want to get into that shot, right? So if I'm here, right, I toe tap, and then on this toe tap, when I jab, if he opens up and slides back, I want to be able to jab, and now I can rise into that shot. Okay, the last move out of this, right, is going to be our shot fake. So when I'm here and I toe tap, right, he slides back. Right now I want a shot fake, and we're going to include a drop pivot. So as I take this foot back, it's going to load me into my drive. So I want to put my eyes up. I want to load that foot behind my frame. That's going to load me into that drive to where I can get downhill. Okay, one thing we want to talk about is where his hands are. I want to have the ball away from it, right? So if his hands are here, right, I may have that ball on this side, right? If he was to change here, maybe I swing the ball over, hands low, right, ball above. If his hands are high, right, then I want to have that ball low. Okay, so I always want to have that ball moving so that the defender can't get a read on that basketball. If I have an aggressive defender right now and I want to create space, okay, or maybe I catch it off a swing, right, and I may want to just try to get downhill on him, right, maybe this is a mismatch, and I want to create space back, right, I'm going to turn dribble, right, off this, and I'm going to float back. So I'm going to load on my right. That's going to create my space. I want to then rotate off that, right, and then go through and then push back into that space. Okay, so that's going to put a lot of pressure on him trying to guard me coming downhill. All right, so as I go through, right, off this push downhill, I'm through. My right foot is going to replace my left. So as I get into that lift, I want to go right, left. That's going to land me in this drop, right? If he was to fall back on his heels, I have that ability to step in with my right, right? If he was to play ball side, right, I can either load on this left and exchange through, right, if he's giving me a little bit of space, right, or as I float, right, I can step that foot outside and then cross over coming downhill. If he was to play on my weak side, right, as I came in, I would land in my drop and then I would attack, right? So as I'm lifted, as I go through, that's when I'm going to get into my reads. We always want to have, right, that hard load coming downhill. That ball's going to be here. We're going to turn it real quick, drop shoulder, right, and then we get into our reads. All right, let's take a look at it. Oh, what? Okay, now we're going to go through an ISO move right off the bounce. It can be if I'm in space right now, right, against a matchup that I like, right, or maybe I bounce off a ball screen and I got a big switched on to me. Right now we're going to imagine, right, that the ball screen happened, right, maybe it was like a step-up ball screen, right, I come off, corner guy clears, so I have this whole side right now to work with. All right, the move that we're going to work on is a through behind. Okay, so I want to go through my legs. Okay, as I go through, I want to load hard on my left, and then I want to pull the ball, and I want to wrap it around my back coming downhill into space. Okay, right, there's a couple ways to do that. Okay, so when I'm here and I go through, if I'm a good shooter, maybe I wrap that ball and I just sprint into this space, okay? All right, that would probably happen if I had more of a corner shooter right there. All right, I also have that ability to attack, wrap, and then get downhill here. All right, we're gonna talk about some counters off that also. All right, so key here with this through the legs is when I go here and I wrap around my back, I wanna step. This foot is gonna quickly come behind, right, my frame, and I'm gonna push off that left foot, attacking downhill. All right, we're gonna go over 5 moves within this right now. Right, the first one is just gonna be a 1-2 pull-up. So as I go through and he shifts hard, I'm behind the back. I wanna take this left step, left, right into that shot, okay? Another one we're gonna work on right now is if this defender starts to sprint and try to cut me off. So as I go through here and I wrap, I wanna run with this ball, right? And as I feel him start to come across my frame, I wanna go under drag. So I wanna go under drag, off the under drag, I'm gonna get into a quick foot replacement into my shot. Okay, the third one is gonna be a counter off the under drag. So if I go under drag, right here, and then he starts to close out, I want a foot switch, and then I want to attack into space. Okay, now on that attack, on the foot switch, right, we're going to let you guys do what you want. So we can attack downhill, 2-dribble, 4-step, right? We maybe attack and do a step back, right? Envision that defender yourself. Okay, the next one we're going to do is a skip off the left, and then I want to sprint to space. So this is when I'm going to have an open corner. If I'm here, right, and I wrap and I take this dribble and I feel him connected to my frame, I want to lift up and I want to skip, and now I want to sprint into space. Okay, so as I'm downhill, his frame's opened up. So now if I have that ability to lift, that ball's hanging outside my frame, I skip, that lands me in almost an open drop. I'm 2 dribbles sprinting away into space to that shot. The last one, right, is what we're gonna call a chase. So I'm gonna go wrap, right? I wanna wrap behind, and then I wanna chase into that shot. Okay, so we went over 4 ISO moves. Now this can be more of a game situation. If he's guarding me here, and I have that big maybe on a step up, and the big down there is zoned, I can go hard through. You wanna think of this as almost refusing the ball screen. He has to respect this through, because if he lets me get downhill, there's no help. Okay, so as I go through, he has to respect it. Screen happens, I wrap, and now I have that ability just to run with that basketball. Right, so I don't have to immediately put it down. I can run, and then I can have that late pickup into that shot. Right, what that's gonna do is it's gonna, as that ball is going behind, it's gonna let me read what that big is doing. So if they attack at my frame, I can counter and go, right? Or if they attack, I'm looking at my reads on the weak side. Either I got the big rolling, reading tags and skipping across, right? Or if they stay back, I can get into that shot.